Yes, spanning tree algorithm for bridging in Ethernet. Let me try to mention all the points here and thereafter we are going to see all the examples. And with the help of an example, you are going to learn it. So point number one is every bridge has a built-in ID. Every bridge is having an a built-in ID, right? The one with smallest ID is taken as a root bridge. The one with smallest ID is taken as root bridge. Is taken as root bridge. Point number two is mark one port of each bridge. Mark one port of each bridge which is closest to the reach. Mark one port of each bridge which is closest to root bridge which is closest to the root bridge as a root port as a root port. Point number three is every local area network LAN chooses a bridge closest to it as a closest to it as a designated bridge designated bridge, right? For that local area network and make the corresponding port as a designated port and make that correspondent port as a designated port. Okay. Point number four is mark the root part, mark the root part, the root port and designated port and mark root port and designated port as forwarding port and block the remaining as forwarding port and block the remaining and block the remaining ports, right? So let me try to explain all these 4 points with the help of an example. Let's say we are having this, let's say local area network 1 and let's say we are having this, let's say local area network 2 and let's say we are having something more, let's say this as a local area network 3, right? And let's say we are having here local area network 4. Okay, so let's say this local area network 1 is connected with local area network 3 with the help of bridge. Let's say it is bridge 1 and it is having two ports, port number 1 and port number 2. That is its ID 1 and 2. Let's say local area network 1 and local area network 4 are connected with the help of bridge. Let's say it is bridge 2. 1 is ID of this port and 2 is ID of this port, let's say. And let's say local area network 3 and local area network 2 is also connected with the help of a bridge. right? Let's say it is bridge 3 and it is ID1 and it is ID2. Let's say local area network 2, local area network 3, local area network 4 is also connected via this bridge. Let's say bridge 4, and this is local. This is ID1, ID2, and let's say this bridge, local area network 3 and lane 2 is also connected with bridge 4 like this. Let's say it is ID3, right? This is the thing. And let's say local area network 4 and local area network 2 is also connected with this bridge. Let's say bridge 5, and this is ID1 and ID2. Now the thing is that the lowest ID will be chosen as root port. Root port will be chosen as lowest ID. So I am marking the root port as a star. It is a star, that is root port, that is a root port, that is a root, and that is a root port. Why I marked it with star? Because they are having lowest ID. And I am going to mark designated port with double star. I am going to mark designated port with double star. So let's say this is a designated port, port number 2, right? And let's say this is a designated port, port number 3, and let's say this is designated port, port number 2. So you know that in point number 3 we have written that every lane chooses a bridge that is closest to it as a designated bridge. So this local area network we choose bridge 1 as a designated port like this. This is which is very closest to it, right? Which is very closest to it. So whoever uh, bridge is closest to that particular local area network is going to choose that as a designated bridge, and that particular port is called as designated port, right? So here we have chosen designated port for everything. So local area network 1 and local area network 3 is connected via bridge 3. Local area network 3 and 2 is connected via bridge 4. So we can close this because this is done. And local area network and local area 4 is connected with bridge 2. And local area network 3 and 2 is connected with bridge 4. So we can close this path. We can block this path. As mentioned in point number 4, that mark the root port and designated port as forwarding port and block the remaining. So root port will be and designated port will be the forwarding port for the data. Remaining will be blocked. So this is blocked. This is blocked here. This is blocked, and this part is also blocked because we have connected 4 with 2 with the help of bridge 4. Right. This port is blocked basically. You can say that. And right. So we can remove all the ports which are not having either root port or which are not having either designated port. So we can remove that ports. Let me try to remove it. I can remove this port. I can remove this port, right? So if we will remove this port, then how we can connect LAN 4 with LAN 2? There is a requirement of this port now. So we do not need to remove this. This is in requirement because else we cannot connect LAN 4 with LAN 2. But LAN 1 and LAN 4 connected. Okay, so you can simply say that this is how we can forward the packet. If lane 1 want to send packet to lane 4, it will simply send this way. Lane 1 want to send packet to lane 3, it will simply send packet with this way. If lane 1 want to send packet to lane 2, it will send the packet this way, right? So this is a spanning tree algorithm using which we can decide the path that via which path packets will be forwarded, right? Basically, using all these concepts of root port and designated port, that the port which is very closest to the bridging is called as a designated port, and lowest ID port is going to be assigned as a root port, and all other ports will be got blocked. So this is the thing. I hope that this concept is clear, correct?